but they want the dog teams to report to a farm nearby. It has a yard we can pitch tents in, and a big barn where we can get out of the weather. Even an outhouse. Yahoo! I said, laughing. We'll get off this road up yonder about 5 more miles, then follow me. I've got the directions. Will do. We arrived at the farm off Shady Creek Road at 5:30 a.m., just as the sky was getting light. The rain over the weekend made the yard around the barn a mess, but the owner, Hank Stanley, said we could pitch tents in the front yard or in the barn. Nate suggested we make that decision when it got toward evening. The stalls in the barn were empty, so we let the dogs hang out in them while we huddled up. They were getting their snoots full of animal smells for sure. Susan was once again the incident commander. By 6 a.m., she had muffins and coffee brought in. By 7, she was ready to brief us. Lainey Collier, 19, was reported missing yesterday evening. She's a local college student. College? What college? Brooks College? How many colleges could there be up here? Susan continued. Her friends say she was at an off-campus party on Friday night. She pointed to a location on a blown-up area map. They thought she was spending the weekend with her boyfriend, but her roommate saw him Sunday night, and he said he hadn't seen her since Thursday. I was standing back too far to read the place names on the map, but worry nagged at me. Susan clipped a topographic map over the first map. We're being asked to search this area. She pointed to a wooded area near an off-campus housing project. We have 4 dogs present, but we're short on walkers. This here's a live search, right? Nate asked. Yes. Why don't I walk with Jess? Leave Sprite for later and hope we don't need her. That's a good plan. She can stay near me at the command center, Susan said. I'm giving you segments to search in 2-hour shifts. We'll try to stick to that. Work 2 hours, rest an hour. This could be a long search. We want to stay fresh. She looked over the handlers. Any questions? The sheriff's office is bringing us topo maps with the areas they want us to search marked. We'll set up the command center at this location, a small park near where Lainey was last seen. The weather looks good for today, but there's wind coming in tomorrow night, along with a cold front. The sooner we find this young woman, the better. When Susan finished talking, I walked up to the easel she had set up, lifted up the topo map, and looked closer at the regular map. I used the light on my phone to see it better, tracing the marked location the girl had last been seen to the nearby college. There it was, Smithson College. My heart dropped. Something wrong? Nate asked, coming up behind me. Brooke. My sister Brooke goes to this school. The missing girl's name is Lainey. Right, but still. Nate put his hand on my shoulder. We'll find her. I checked my watch. How early was too early to call Brooke? All right, people. First team, let's go, Susan called out. That would be me, and Nate. We put the dogs in our cars, but before I got in, I said to Susan, I'll be there in a few minutes. I want to take a quick detour to orient myself on the way there. That's fine. It'll take us a few minutes to set up. I followed Susan and Nate out of the farm property. When we got to Main Street, they went straight and I took a right. I'd never seen Smithson College, even though my sister was in her 3rd year there. I knew the campus was small, much smaller than George Mason, where I had done my undergraduate work. But Smithy, as the students called it, was really tiny. 8 classic colonial brick buildings, which I presumed held classrooms and offices, faced onto a central grassy mall. At the head of the mall was what I guessed was a library. Dorms and administration buildings lay nestled into the hills around the mall. I saw a few students walking on the campus paths, but no one who looked like Brooke. At a small college like this, You'd probably really get to know your fellow students.